Hey everybody! Okay, I had to make another video on this, and I'll tell you why I did this. I didn't do this to be just like I told you so kind of thing, okay? I did this for a reason, alright? Because this is something amazing I found. These two things right here is just like it's glory. Now, pause the video, go back to those two things. Okay, these two things. If you notice, they have like these little details up here, okay? But, okay. So, let me try and tell you. Let me tell you why there's a main emphasis on this crazy thing out of everything that's pretty crazy right now. Okay? And another thing, do not have... I'm going to go directly to this, okay? Do you see what this is? You see what this is, right? Well, if you play Splatoon 3 campaign, which some people play, some people don't. When you go into like the overworld of Splatoon 3, there's a thing with Callie and Mary, and you could go with Callie and Mary, and you can go up and see that thing. Now, why am I doing this? Okay, why am I doing this? Because there's people that are Callie fans. Okay, there are people who are fans of Callie, and that they just. But I mean, guys, you're gonna have to accept some things. Okay, the things that you're gonna have to accept. I mean, well, what else do you need? Have you looked at Shiver's fingers? Have you looked at Shiver's fingers? Okay, you're gonna just have to accept some things. Now, the thing that I've told you to focus on this too. Another problem that I'm running into is Enemy Zero, and I'll tell you why. Some people enjoy Enemy Zero, but for the most part, people cannot wrap their heads around Enemy Zero. But Enemy Zero is just really awesome. And it's really hard for people to wrap their heads around it. But you know, the whole point, honestly, of those two things that I showed you is not behind just Enemy Zero. No, that's not even close to Enemy Zero. The thing that I'm showing you over there is insane. And I thought it was funny. Okay, so when I talk about duality, okay? Because that looks like an Enemy Zero thing, right? Okay? Now, this is where I can kind of simplify it for you. I can do my best to try and simplify it for you, okay? This thing, I cannot believe how terrifying this thing is. Because at first I was just like, okay, wall master, right? At first I was just like, okay, wall master, okay. But this might be another coating. I don't know if it is a coating yet. I'm trying to figure out if it's a coating. But from what I've seen so far of it, it might have some coating. I'll tell you why it might have some coating. Because it has some crazy things like, see this and this. Because when you go up to like something as crazy as Sonic the Hedgehog Netflix TV show, you got this and this going on. Okay? And I haven't been able to break this thing down. And I get the thing of people loving Kira. I understand the whole Kira thing. I really do. I get it. Like, let me tell you some things that just notice how I'm not even talking about how this face thing. I'm not talking to you about this, okay? I'm talking to you about the first thing that I was talking about in this video, and the reason this is so important. I've never seen it be this easy, guys. I've never had an easy example of this thing up here. Never had an easy example of this until now. So now I finally have an easy example. And here's the thing, too. Oh boy, this one's kind of hard, but watch this one. Okay, so over here, this one's a difficult one, but I'm willing to show you all of this just so you get an idea behind this, okay? Oh yeah, we have to go. This one's pretty scary as it is, but we have to go to before we get into. I mean, it's kind of funny how we can just right off the bat go to this little thing. See this little thing right here? We can go over here and kind of go to like that, but not really. But like that's not the point. We're just gonna stay on here. Okay, so let's stay on here. Let me show you something funny I've noticed about this thing. It's got something like that up there. See that? It's not even funny. It's kind of scary. It's got something like that. Okay. It's got some pretty crazy stuff. Hold on a second. It's got these placements. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank gosh for placements. This is a good placement. I find that a really good placement because when I'm showing you this up here, isn't that pretty good placement with the half? That's a very good placement. That's very good. And so I even like this because look how faded this is. Oh, that's what it was. I cannot believe this one was very stupid. Not stupid. This was stupid in a good stupid like how easy this was. This character right here has a lot of detail. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second. Oh, come on, you. Dun, 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 dun. Also, there's another example with this thing too, by the way. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, that's the stupid example. Is that the example? See how this thing is bold enough to show you a color being overlapped with that. Okay, it's kind of color overlapped with that too. But like this, I'm just using this as easy examples because they're scary. Okay. But this thing on its own is its own complete thing. That's why I'm doing a second video on this, okay? Because this thing is its whole entire thing. This thing by itself is powerful, is good, very good. Now, is it perfect? Who knows if it's perfect? But I'll tell you what, it's good enough. It's good. It's the closest I've ever gotten to seeing this thing again. So very close, the closest thing. And if you were curious about this crazy Sonic Prime stuff, what's even crazy about the Sonic Prime stuff is even though like I'd get probably like a 50% out of this, you see Sonic how he has that and stuff like that. Well, it only helps this thing out. This thing right here only helps this out. That's all it does. And the reason I'm doing a second video on this is I know how important this is, but how difficult this is. And you know what's something funny I'm seeing right now? Let me just show you something funny I'm seeing right now. You see these two right here? Just because I want you to feel the energy of it. I want you to feel the energy of this. See this? 1, 2, right? One, two. See what I mean? And then like if you want the angle, like a mirror of the angle, because you want the exact angle, right? 1, 2. But that's just like it mirrored, you know? because if you go up here, they're kind of a little diagonal, right? So it's like a mirror. But the door, trust me, the door apparently for some reason has coating. It has some kind of coating. So the door could take a bit. But it's crazy how easy it is. This thing is really scary, guys. It's really, really scary. I don't even know how it's so easy close to find it like this, but to find it in Shadow of the Colossus is a pain. To find it in Shadow of the Colossus is a pain, but to find it like this is not too hard. And think about Soul Hackers 2 too before we go. Let's think about Soul Hackers 2 before we go. Soul Hackers 2 decided that they wanted to introduce the different flavor Jack Frosts again, right? They wanted to introduce that again. And you can tell why now. You can tell exactly why right now. But trust me, get over your stuff, guys. Get over your Splatoon stuff. Because when I was playing Splatoon 3, as much as I like Callie and Marie, and I was playing Splatoon 3, when I saw the eyeball, it exactly had the feel of this eyeball. Because when you're like looking into their eyeballs, they have the feeling of like this piercing X, And if you try to look at it in a positive way, guys. There's a game called Xenoblade Chronicles X, okay? X, it's called X. And in Xenoblade Chronicles X, they give you all the imagination that you could think of. They have Reese. They have her looking. They have her looking out of this world kind of thing. They have a bunch of stuff, guys. They just have a bunch of stuff. Now, I was even gonna add the Xenoblade 3 stuff in here, as long as I was like, but like the colors in Xenoblade 3, like it would have just made it a little confusing. I don't think the shapes on the big guy though. I think the shapes on the big guy could have made it maybe easy. But like, look at this fade. This fade. What's good about this fade is in Xenoblade 3 in the background that I was showing, they had a fade like this. But so let me try and like dumb it down for you too. Xenoblade 3 is showing a lot of crazy stuff. They are showing a ton of stuff. They are showing, I don't know how much they really want to show, but they're showing a ton of stuff. And to think that they would even show this possibly too, I'll probably look at Xenoblade 3 to see if I can find this, because I know how important this thing is. This thing is very important. So now, chances are I'm only going to see this like twice, Chances are I would just be like, if I was trying to find like another exact example, I mean, I've found it 3 times technically if you were to use the enemy zero angle, but the enemy zero angle is what I call like a distraction. It's good, but the reason I call it a distraction is because, anytime you kill an enemy zero or whatever, you have like this stuff. But like, and I just gotta say, I gotta say it again. Duality is very annoying. Duality is annoying, guys. There's just something to duality that duality just it does its thing. And I was like looking at this again. Can you believe that I'm just like looking at this again and I'm counting on it again? And even though it's not like at the right slant, okay. Oh, actually, you know what? No, we're good. See, 1, 2, we're good with that. 1, 2. You ready to be creeped out? Guys, we're gonna get creeped out. I can't believe it. We're gonna get creeped out. 1, 2, right? 1, 2. Do you see that? 1, 2. Regardless, we're just gonna get creeped out, guys. Just regardless. See what I'm saying? I always like it when I do that because at least you're just like, okay. You know, you're just kind of like, all right. You know, even right now, and I don't know, I talk about mirrors. Oh my gosh. Look, guys. Dude, I hit the jackpot today. I know I did. I hit the jackpot. I hit the jackpot. You know why? 1, 2. 1, 2. See, we hit the jackpot today. I don't know how we hit the jackpot today. I don't know why we hit the jackpot today. I don't know what's going on. Like, honestly, the whole video has been based around just these two. Now, a discussion about it? Oh yeah, a discussion about would be great, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be great if I could give you a discussion of it? But this thing, whatever this is, has an amazing animation. You know what I'm saying? It just has like this amazing animation. And this was kind of like really surprising to me because I had like a little checklist, okay? And in my checklist, I had it like I had this thought in my head. I was like, I'm not gonna see this thing again. That's exactly what was on my checklist. My checklist was like, I am not gonna see this thing again. I'm probably gonna find one more. You know, I'm probably going to play Shadow of Colossus and find one of them. And I'm not going to find this. But when I found this, I was like, okay, miracle. Not even like miracle, just like beyond a miracle. I don't know. Just look here. Here's a 100% for you. You know, this is a good 100%. This is like a 99.9% kind of thing. Because like I told you, animation. But I have found it funny too. I wanted to also end dramatically on this. Let me tell you, this thing is being overrode. This thing is really making me angry because it's being overrode by that stupid, cursed Mario movie. And I've noticed something with Pikmin. I like Pikmin 4. I do. I like Pikmin 4. And the Mario movie. And I'm sure Mario Wonder or whatever. But this is just like at the wrong time. I know how much of a challenge this is because this is at the wrong time. And it's kind of like people want to see the Mario stuff. But when it comes to the Shadow of Colossus stuff, oh my gosh, it's a challenge. Scythe was not too much of a challenge, though. Thank gosh Scythe was not too much of a challenge. I was so happy for that. Uni and Scythe was not a challenge. But notice, I'll tell you how excited I am. I'm so excited in this thing. Like, this has the same kind of excitement I had when I first found Kira. This has the excitement. This has a lot of excitement of many things. This has the excitement of Maya. This just has a lot of excitement to it. So the 99.9% is because placement, right? Okay, so placement. And you got to remember, if they're going to put in another video game, they're going to do their best to make sure you don't find it in the right video game. You know, They're going to make sure that you don't find it in the other video game. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Now, what I break down, I haven't even broke down those things over there. But I am, because guess what? Do you know what I'm saying? I haven't broke down those things. I've already shown you enough of this. I've repetitively shown you about that. But this, that's how powerful this thing is, dude. This thing is very powerful. This thing is so powerful, it makes me sound crazy. It's powerful, and it just has something to it. I don't... Dude, it's 20 minutes. It's literally 20 minutes into this video. Man. Did you know, before I go with this video, because this is just the main emphasis, right? But I will tell you something. I'm even researching this right now. Look, I'll show you something I'm researching right now. Because even this silly thing right here does not look exactly like... Where is it? Does not look exactly like that tiny thing right there. But, you know, I'm going to be paying attention to this tiny little thing, because I've been telling you a lot about this tiny thing and its little space divider. I've been telling you a lot about that little thing. A ton. I don't know how... One day I'll just count all the times I've talked to you about tail and slants. The tail slants and all that. But, like... See, and that's what sucks. This tail is just being confusing right here. Because I'm pretty sure after me showing you tail again and again and again, you'd be like, oh, let's talk more about tail, you know? But I was shocked. I was shocked that this was even in here. I did not think this would be in here. Because this thing's money, guys. This is money. Something about this crazy thing is money. And they even made it. I'm telling you something. I've in the previous video I've told you to ignore this little thing. This little thing is okay, but I've told you to ignore this thing because, see, if you notice with both of these, they both have like a top. See that top that they got, and that's the crazy part. And then it doesn't help that we got, like, you know, Metroid Dread. And just having a boss battle with, like, that you've seen with the eyes, and the eyes are just, like, placed everywhere. But that's not, like, even the point. Because that's not the point. The point is that this thing is here. I laugh because I'm literally putting time into this because I know that this is one of these videos that, like, literally people could be paying attention to so many different things, even like the new Call of Duty content. There's so many things you could be paying attention to. But, like, to not be paying attention to any of this, oh, man, you're a fool. You'll be a fool. You will be a fool if you're not paying attention to any of this. Because think about this. Let's think about this. Okay, I'm going to end it here too, because I could go on and on about this. Do you get what I'm saying? I could go on and on. That's how much I like this thing. Because this is a Netflix show, guys. What year is it? It's 2023. This is a Sonic the Hedgehog Netflix show. And trust me, ignore the Callie and Mary stuff, okay? Ignore the Pearl and Marina stuff. Ignore the Shiver and all of that. Just try and ignore that because you know, there's been some funny Splatfests that you've played where they've been controversial. So, I mean, just take a chill pill. Take a chill pill on that. Especially, like, it's kind of cool to have this eyeball because here's the thing you got to remember too, guys. Do you remember at the end of the end of Splatoon 1, there's that crazy voice thing? There's that scary voice thing. And you got to put in your head, that Splatoon is willing to go to different lengths, okay? And like even right now, what I'm noticing up here, do you see like how we got a 1, 2, 3 over here? And whose hand hangs like that? Whose hand hangs like that, guys? Whose hand hangs like that? Oh, that's right, Callie and Mary. Shiver and Fry, right? Almost every of the characters' hands hang like that. And you guys just got to remember of all the stuff that we've been living with, okay? Because all the stuff that we've been living with, like, it's just common stuff. We've lived with Chow Garden. What did Chow Garden have? Angel and Demon Chows, right? We lived with Sonic Infinite, playing the song. And the laughing and all that. So, yeah, you can't be like... You just can't be like, oh, okay, you can't have like, you can still have your funny, enjoyable moments and all that, but you never want to try and be like, man, I am not seeing this simple thing right here, because this thing is so complicated because it's faded a little bit, right? But this thing was so cool. It felt like the first time people were playing Pokemon and they found Masingo, That's how cool this thing was. This thing's so cool. When you see this in Shadow of Colossus, do you get what I'm saying, guys? When you see this in Shadow of Colossus, you'd be like, what the heck is going on in Shadow of Colossus? You know what I mean? You'd be like, what? What is with Shadow of Colossus, And if you noticed, I've told you the placement. I'm like, oh my gosh, placement and animations, because animations move, An animation, when it goes, it's moving, It's not staying in the same place, I mean, oh, guys, and it's just the reason it has to be so detailed too. You got to understand this. The reason all this has to be detailed is because people don't pay attention to Ico anymore. And there's literally somebody that devoted to making a video getting you to try to pay more attention to Ico, But people don't pay attention to Ico. People don't pay attention to Enemy Zero. Oh my gosh, Enemy Zero is hilarious, dude. I've accepted that Enemy Zero is super, super funny, guys. Enemy Zero is very funny. Enemy Zero can go in almost anything. Almost anything. I mean, what does all your Sonic characters have? They have shoes. Oh. They made oh my gosh, guys, I'm gonna end it here. See what I'm saying? I am just so happy with this. I'm so happy with this. But like this, let me end it here for you two, that just to be kind of funny. See how his feet are like that, and he's like he's a pretty scary character, and how his feet are like that. And you guys are probably gonna look at another one of my videos because you'd be looking at that, right? But you see how his feet are like that? Because I've already shown you something of this, right? But you see his feet. Get this. This is just off the top of my head. And this stuff is pretty crazy because this is off the top of my head. Sonic the Hedgehog had a comic book. And they had a comic book where Sonic did not have his shoes. He didn't have his shoes. It's a comic book where he doesn't have his shoes. And he needs help from others. And then here's this thing saying, haha, look at me with no shoes. Look at my color base and look at me with no shoes. This thing is scary, dude. This thing is really scary. I've shown you a lot of scary things in this video, honestly. But like, This thing's just as scary. This thing's pretty scary. I wouldn't say it's as scary as this thing because this thing's mysterious. I don't even get the point of this thing. I don't get the point of these two. I know that's the reason that I will play Shadow of Colossus like a nerd. I know that's the reason why I'd play Shadow of Colossus or would even try to play Shadow of Colossus is just to see this thing again. I'd literally burn out a PS3. I'm telling you, I'd burn out a PS3 just to see this thing again. I'd burn out.